Okay, so today we're going to have a little look at how to export your Skelly Mesh from Maya using Advanced Skeleton and put into a game engine. The important step here is to actually check your export and load it into Maya via import to make sure that it actually works. So first thing you want to do, in this case I'm using Unreal Engine, so I'm going to go into my game skeleton and I'm just going to create the Unreal root and IK joints. If you're not going into Unreal, then you can make a custom oriented game skeleton, which is essentially just breaking everything down into just the skeleton that you're going to export. But you can specify which axis is front. So in this case, X. This is just because UE4 has Z as up instead of Y. But because I will be using Unreal anyway, I'm going to go ahead and make it create an Unreal root and IK joint system. So I click create, and you'll see the only thing that changed here is that this root was created above our regular root, the Unreal root. So when we go to export, if I select now my geometry, which is currently outside of the group, and I'll need to fix that. You want everything to be in the same hierarchy or the same group if possible, just to avoid any potential hiccups in the importing process. So I'm going to grab this and holding down middle mouse, I'm just going to drag it into the geometry tab that Advanced Skeleton creates. So now it's nestled into this big group. So I can select my geometry and select my Unreal root, and then down here at the bottom of our Advanced Skeleton window, you will see Export. I'm just going to click FBX Export. This is no different from going into Maya and going File, Export. But I like to do... I've deselected. I like to do things through Advanced Skeleton because it quite often will change some of the settings to a kind of a recommended setting. So I'm going to click on that and it just saves me a little bit of time. I can go through and check various things and see what it's actually, which options are actually ticked. And I can go through and make sure that everything is correct. So if I was actually exporting animation, I would bake the animation. I'm not exporting animation, so I could untick that, but I'm just going to leave it for now and leave everything as is and just call this video export. So I'll click export on this guy. And then in my other version of Maya that I have open in another window, I'll go to my import and bring this guy in. And I just really want to check that the skin and the skeleton are still connected. Oh, I have some clipping. Okay, so the mesh is there. The skeleton is there. So I'll just do a quick little test on one of his arms. By the way, I haven't weight painted this. I've just attached it. There we are. So he is working fine. All of the joints are in the right places and his skin is attached. If I open up my group, you'll see that all I've got is my skeleton and my mesh, just like I asked it to do in the export. So that's it for the Maya part. I'll open up Unreal and import him into there just to check that everything has worked fine.